Hello, Player Profiler Nation. It's week 2 of the NFL season. My name's Seth Dewald. I am the editor and YouTube manager of playerprofiler.com, and we are going to answer all of your questions, your starter stream questions, starting right now. All right, we have these coming in hot and heavy. We have G-Hop in the chat. Flex PPR, James Cook, Zay Flowers, or Joshua Kelly. I think this is between James Cook and Zay Flowers for me, and I'd lean James Cook just because we know he's going to get the usage. Good matchup today against Las Vegas. I think the Bills are going to look to put up a lot of points today and kind of a redemption game for them. That's the way I would lean. We have Trey Scholl in the chat. Play Roschon over Zach Moss full PPR. Yes, I would play Roschon over Zach Moss. I know Zach Moss is going to get the full workload today. But man, Roschon, what we saw of Roschon last week, very, very impressed. And now Donta Foreman's inactive. So that's a healthy scratch. That tells me that they have a lot of faith in Roschon Johnson. So I really like Roschon today. We'll see. Like when we talk about some of these other decisions that we have to make, we'll see. I would go Marquise Brown here over Sky Moore. Sky Moore could be an absolute zero. I know Marquise Brown is risky, but there's a little bit more boom bust there if you ask me. So I'm going to go Marquise Brown. This is a great question, Kareem Baldwin. Roschon or Justice Hill? This to me is a coin flip because I think Justice Hill has a lot of upside today too in a matchup that I'm targeting, especially in DFS. Cincinnati, Baltimore, I think is going to be a shootout. I know this sounds sacrilegious, but I lean Justice Hill here for the PPR. Like I think he's just going to have a big role in that offense. But you could go either way. This is flip a coin. But I lean Justice Hill. If you're going to make me answer Justice Hill, but that's a good one. That's a really good one. Kareem Baldwin again, Higbee or Hunter Henry PPR. I'm leaving Hunter since 49ers defense. I'd say Hunter Henry has the better matchup against Miami tonight. That's the direction I would go. The 49ers defense, especially those linebackers, fly around the field, and that's who's going to be matched up against Tyler Higbee. Great question. Blake Jarvis, start Flowers or Roschon. I go Flowers there. I'd lean Zay Flowers. We saw what his usage is going to look like in this offense. I know Mark Andrews comes back today, but man, Zay Flowers looks like he's just NFL ready right now, and they're going to use him a ton, especially when looking at his snap share versus Rashad Bateman's. That was pretty alarming as well. So they're going to use him in that offense quite a bit. So I just on pure volume alone, I think I'd go Zay Flowers. If it's a half PPR, it's a little closer, but especially if it's PPR, I go Zay Flowers there. Jelly of the month. Drop Brandon Cooks, hurt to pick up Bourne, Treylon Burks, or Shaheed for bench. Oh, man, if you could pick up Burks, I know it's not very sexy right now, but I think Treylon Burks, especially we have this news with DeAndre Hopkins dealing with an injury. I know Tannehill looked like absolute dog crap last week, but I think he's going to play a little bit better, and I think Treylon Burks is a really, really good talent. So I would, if you can pick up Burks, I think that would be really good. We have G-Hop again, PPR, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Calvin Austin, or Kincaid. Wow. Calvin Austin did get a ton of targets. I don't love the matchup against Cleveland on Monday night. Donovan Peoples-Jones is boomer bust. Is it crazy if I say Dalton Kincaid? I hope because Dalton Kincaid did see the field a lot. The Buffalo Bills use a lot of those two tight end sets, as we all know. So I think Dalton Kincaid, he was running the routes that we want him to run. So I would lean Dalton Kincaid. I don't have a strong opinion either way, but if you're going to make me choose, I'd choose Dalton Kincaid there. Flex Bateman or Justice Hill. As much as I hate to say it, I think it's Justice Hill. I think he's going to have a ton of usage, and I just don't know. I think Bateman, with Zay Flowers' emergence, I think he's going down the pecking order as far as targets, and with Mark Andrews coming back, I think that hurts Rashad Bateman a little bit more than Justice Hill. So great question there, though. I lean Justice Hill. Big time Timmy Jim is in the chat. Go big or go home. D-Hop over Samaje. I would go D-Hop over Samaje. I know he's dealing with the injury, but Tennessee Tennessee. I think Tennessee's due for a bounce back this week, and I apologize. Hopefully, my computer. I clicked away from the screen for a moment, and now my computer has frozen up. I don't know. Okay, I'm back. I think I'm back. I apologize for that. I clicked away for a moment to another tab, and my computer froze up. So hopefully we have no more issues. Hopefully we can get through this. Ty, London or Pickens, full PPR. Oh my goodness gracious! What a question this is. I think you got to go with Drake London. I know. He ripped your heart out of your chest, but I think Drake London against Green Bay, it's a little bit better of a matchup. Oh, I don't know. That's close. That's close, but I lean Drake London, even though the matchup isn't great today. But yeah, that Cleveland defense looked really good against Joe Burrow last week, so it's not a great matchup for Pickens either. Dylan Johnson, flex, half PPR, Roshan, Calvin Austin, or Bobby Trees. Man, I think that's between Bobby Trees and Roshan. I lean Roshan and a half PPR. Good question there. Pick 2.5 PPR, James Cook, Ramondre, Ken Walker. I would go Ramondre and Ken Walker. I love the matchup today against Miami for New England, and I love that Detroit-Seattle game in DFS especially. So that's the direction I would lean, and a half PPR with James Cook being a lot more of a receiving running back. So we got Evan Joyce, Pacheco, Dillon, or Kelly. I think that's Dillon with AJ or with Aaron Jones being out today. I think that's pretty easily Dillon in a smash spot. I mean, if Dillon doesn't show up today, then you can pretty easily say that AJ Dillon's just never going to be the running back that we thought he's going to be, but he should have an opportunity to take a ton of the volume today. So Josh Kelly, sneaky tough matchup against Tennessee. Tennessee's actually pretty decent against the run. Pacheco against the Jacksonville is a pretty good matchup, but they were, working in Clyde Edwards-Helaire against Detroit, and and they kind of have a rotation going there too. And so we'll see what the usage is for the Kansas City backs. But I think AJ Dillon's the answer there. Thank you, Evan. Jeremy Ledlow, full PPR, start to David Montgomery, Gibbs, Javonte Williams, or Roshan Johnson. Oh man, I think that's pretty easily. I honestly think you could probably get away with starting both Detroit running backs today, as crazy as that sounds, because I think Gibbs looked really, really athletic. Like he popped off the screen in that Thursday night game. I know he didn't get the usage that we would like to see him get, but I think it's only a matter of time for Jahmyr Gibbs. So I would definitely go Montgomery, and it's a toss-up between Gibbs and Javonte Williams. If you want a little bit more upside, maybe go Javonte Williams, but I think it's those three. As much as I love Roshan, bring Muzio back or we riot. I don't know if Billy Muzio has ever done start or stream, so I don't know, but I guess the Dominator show's gone away for a little bit. Isaiah Spiller shocked the world. Roshan or Elijah Moore, half PPR. I lean Elijah Moore there. In a half PPR, I would go Elijah Moore, but that's close. Mike Gibbs, Montgomery, Algier, Kyron, pick 2, full PPR. So the news today is that Algier and Bijan are going to more likely split targets than it's going to be a huge workload for Bijan. Kind of what we thought here at Player Profiler going into the season. So I would still play Gibbs and Montgomery over. Even though you're playing them at the same time and it seems counterintuitive, I think both players will actually be on the field more than you think they will at the same time. So I would choose Gibbs and Montgomery there. I wouldn't blame you if you go Montgomery, Algier either. I mean, Algier is going to get a significant workload today. The Green Bay defense is pretty good. We're going to find out about the Green Bay defense today. Was that just because Chicago's offense was inept? And what other words can we come up with for how bad, terrible, no good Luke Getsy was horrible against Green Bay? There's no two words about it, but this is not a Bears show. Okay. This is a starter stream show. So I need to answer more questions here, but I think it's, Gibbs, Montgomery, Algier. Montgomery, I would start over Gibbs. And if you wanted to go for more upside, Montgomery, Algier, but Montgomery gives you a pretty good floor, especially in a full PPR league. We have Mike in the chat, White or Roshan. I'm assuming Rashad White. I'd go Rashad White. I love the Rashad White's matchup this week. I know he wasn't as efficient as we would like him to be, but against this Bears defense, I mean, you saw what Aaron Jones did last week, right? This Bears defense is not good. It's very bad, actually. It's terrible. So if Rashad White does not show up for this game, we got problems. But I love this matchup for Rashad White. So we'll see. I would go Rashad White over Roshan because he is the clear bell cow running back in just a smash spot today. We have Judy or London. I would go Jerry Judy half PPR over London. London just, I know I recommended him earlier in the show, but if you're making me choose between Judy or London, I would go Judy. Cody, shout out Cody. Cody was doing his starter stream show. I hopped in there before I got on this show. So you guys should go over to Roster Watch and subscribe there as well. Also subscribe here too. Click the like and subscribe button if you like what we got going on here. Start 2 in PPR, Judy versus Washington or Rashad White or Demont. Daniel, you're keeping me on my toes here. It's like multiple comments for one question. So we got Judy versus Washington, Rashad White or Dave Montgomery. In a PPR, I think you almost have to start Rashad White. And gosh, Judy off of an injury scares me. So I think I would lean with the 2 running backs because we know what David Montgomery's workload is going to be. He's going to get a lot of the carries and he's going to get a lot of the red zone touches, just like we thought he would going into the season. So 16 the franchise is in the chat. Shout out to 16 the franchise. Half point flex. Roshan, Michael Thomas, or Akers. I don't know. Akers today scares the living daylights out of me. I am avoiding Cam Akers. First of all, terrible matchup, and Kyron Williams was used more than he was last week. So I'm not enthusiastic about playing Kyron Williams either. So why would I be enthusiastic about playing Cam Akers? I'm just not. That San Francisco defense is, oh man. But when it comes to these other 2 options, gosh, are we to the point where I'm already recommending Roshan Johnson over Cam Akers? I think we're there. I think we are there. Because I think Roshan's going to get just as many opportunities as Akers today in a better matchup. So I think Roshan or Michael Thomas, flip a coin in half PPR. I think I lean Roshan. But that's a great question. Shout out to 16 the franchise. Hi, Go Jin. Hi, Seth. Tight end premium PPR, Sutton, Hill, or Hayden Hurst. I assume that's not Tyreek Hill, because if it were Tyreek Hill, obviously you're starting Tyreek Hill. But in a tight end premium, I don't love Hayden Hurst's matchup this week. I know he had the big week last week, but I would probably lean Cortland Sutton there with Jerry Jeudy coming off of injury, even in a tight end premium. It is a PPR. I know Cortland Sutton has disappointed you time and time again. But Taysom Hill, if that's who we're talking about here, I don't know if he's as reliable as we would like him to be. So I think I'd go Sutton in that situation. Justin Santiago, Pittman, or D-Hop in PPR. I actually think I would go Pittman. I love Pittman's matchup, and we do have the injury concerns with Hopkins. And we saw that Pittman served as this security blanket for Anthony Richardson. Like, quarterbacks will tell you early on who they like and who they're going to look in times of struggle and turmoil. And time again, he went to Michael Pittman. So I'm actually firing up Michael Pittman quite a bit in DraftKings DFS today. Very, very good price. 6,300, I think, is a pretty good price for him. So I love Michael Pittman this week. Thank you, Justin. Second, Caldera, Jerry Jeudy, or Elijah Moore in half-point PPR. That's Jeudy for me. Coming off the injury, I love Jerry Jeudy over Elijah Moore. Justice Hill or Breece Hall full PPR. Okay, I think we have to go Breece Hall here, even though it's against the Cowboys, even though it's Zach Wilson, right? I think Breece Hall is going to get enough touches. I think he showed you what he's capable of, even in a terrible situation. I think Breece Hall is just one of these transcendent talents that is like, even though Justice Hill's in a smash spot today, he's still going to be splitting time with Gus Edwards. And I know Breece Hall, they're easing him back in too, so he's likely splitting time with Dalvin Cook. But I think we have to go Breece Hall, even though the situation isn't exactly what we would want it to be. But thank you, Ty, for the question. We have Lorenzo in the chat. Rachaad White or Connor PPR? That is a great question. And this might come back to bite me, but I'm going Rachaad White confidently over James Conner today, because Rachaad White is it's another guy I'm playing in DFS for better or for worse, because my Chicago Bears absolutely stink against the run. They are terrible against defending the run. So if Rachaad White doesn't smash today, I think we have to be extremely concerned about Rachaad White. He's in an absolute smash spot. So I'm very, very bullish on Rachaad White today. Second, Caldera, again, Chig, Okonkwo, or Hunter Henry. I think that's Hunter Henry in a half PPR. Jim, Sutton, or Elijah Moore, PPR. Oh, my goodness. That's really close. That's really, really close. I probably lean, oh, man, probably Elijah Moore, but I don't love either of those options. I mean, I probably lean Elijah Moore, I guess, in a PPR league. Pittsburgh's defense is not the greatest, so I like that matchup just a little bit better. Hey, Ruckets, what's up, guy? We got half PPR, pick 2, Elijah Moore, DJM, or DJ Moore, I assume, or unless I'm just completely missing some. Pickens or Burks. So I'm going to go DJ Moore, if that's who DJ Moore. Anyway, I could be just totally, obviously, like not understanding, but I assume that's DJ Moore. I would go DJ Moore for sure. I think, the Chicago can't play much worse on offense than they played last week against Green Bay. I think DJ Moore is going to be more involved this week. And then it comes down to Elijah Moore, Pickens, or Burks. Oh boy. I was higher on Burks before the Hopkins news. I'm not incredibly excited about any of those options. I guess I'd lean Elijah Moore or Pickens. I guess I'd lean Pickens. Hopefully I haven't contradicted myself in this episode. Feels like I'm getting a lot of Elijah Moore Pickens questions, but that's the way I would go. I'd probably go DJ Moore for sure, and then flip a coin on Elijah Moore or George Pickens. But that would have been Burks if Hopkins wouldn't have played or today. Joshua, okay, he agrees with me. We have Chicago Bears fan. Go Bears. Bear down, baby. Nico Collins or Elijah Moore. I think it's Nico. I love the matchup today. And if you saw, he's actually an air yards leader last week. So I know CJ Stroud dealing with a sore shoulder. He should be good to go, though. So I do think Nico Collins against the Indianapolis Colts is the way I would go there. But that's a good question for sure. His usage in week 1, I think, was really, really, really favorable if you have Nico Collins. We have Rick on Facebook, Rick Raposo, Lamar at Cincy or Richardson at Houston. Wow, you have an embarrassment of riches at quarterback. I think it's got to be Lamar at Cincy. I think that's going to be a shootout. I think Joe Burrow and company bounce back. I think that's going to be a really fun game today. So that's the direction I would go, but I honestly don't think you can go wrong. I'm firing up both in different lineups on DFS today. We have Trace Dixon, Elijah Moore, or Jahan Dotson. I'll go Dotson there. Thank you for the question. Vinko, Rachaad White, or Joshua Kelly. I love Rachaad White today, so I'm going Rachaad White. I know Joshua Kelly is going to get a ton of volume, but again, Tennessee is actually sneaky good against the run. So thank you, Vinko, if I'm saying that right. T-Money, baby, is in the chat. T-Money 77. Kyle Pitts or Sam Laporta. Oh, my God, we are here. This is actually a legitimate question. That's the problem. If you drafted Kyle Pitts, this is actually a legitimate question. I'm so sorry. I have Kyle Pitts in a league too, but I'm going Kyle Pitts. I'm firing up Kyle Pitts. I know it's not the matchup we want, but I still believe in this talent. I mean, I'm going to say this again, Maddie Kiwoom. I'm sorry, but Kyle Pitts is the first tight end since Dick Butkus. I mean, Mike Ditka to have 1,000 yards receiving in their rookie season. So Kyle Pitts is one of the most athletically freakish tight ends we've ever seen. I'm going to bet on the talent. I do love Sam Laporta too. That's a lot closer than people might realize. So that's a great question, T-Money. Shout out to you. But I would go Kyle Pitts. Cameron White, having a hard time between D-Hop and Olave and PPR. Oh, I got to go Olave there, man. I'll make that decision for you. Olave. I think if you have Olave and you're not playing, like, you have to start Olave. I think he's just an absolute stud. James Barrett, pick 2, have PPR. Godwin, Dotson, James Cook. Oh, I probably go. Oh man, against the Bears, the Bears defense, we all know it's not very good. I'll go Godwin. Baker looked at least competent last week, and then I think it's a coin flip between James Cook and Jahan Dotson. I probably lean in a half PPR. James Cook, just you're getting the volume for sure. Jason Alwine, my guy, Jason, kind of like my partner in crime with the social media stuff. Jason Alwine, half PPR flex. Donovan Peoples-Jones, Jaden Reed, Cole Kmet. Oh my gosh. Hopefully this is a deep league or a deep dynasty league, Jason, because it sounds like you're hurting. Golly, DPJ is clearly the home run swing for the fences pick. I was not encouraged by what I saw from Cole Kmet last week. So I'm very leery on Cole Kmet. I think that means I'm leaning Jaden Reed with this question. Jaden Reed, I think is going to, with Christian Watson being out, again, if you have Christian Watson on your team, I'm sorry. I try. Who knows? Christian Watson, he could come back and be great, but he's been hurt the past couple of weeks. So I think Jaden Reed is the player that you have to fire up there, even against a tough Atlanta defense. That might be tough for you, Jason, as they're playing Atlanta. So we have Rick Rapazzo again, Lockett at Detroit or Mike Williams at Tennessee. Those are 2 great options. I think they're both kind of boom or bust options. I think the safer play is Lockett, but probably the play with more upside and a guy I'm playing a lot in DFS because he has just this immense upside today is Mike Williams. So it depends, right? I think both are fine. If you want the safer option, go Lockett. If you want more boom bust, Mike Williams is your guy against Tennessee. It's a great matchup against Tennessee with Austin Eckler being out. Oh my gosh. I think I answered this. I think I said Nico, but thank you, Chicago Bears fan. We have Ryan Clark, Roshan or Puka, half PPR. Oh my gosh. If Puka's healthy, I think you got to play Puka. 15 targets. I think as much as I love Roshan, if Puka's healthy, you got to play him. As far as I know, I think that's an afternoon game, I believe. I think he's going to play, but that's something to monitor. But you might want to pick up, if you do decide to go Puka, you may want to pick up another option or to have a backup plan just in case Puka doesn't go. We have Trace Dixon, Monty or Kelly, RB2, David Montgomery, baby. Give me David Montgomery all day. I know Josh Kelly's going to have the opportunities today, but David Montgomery is also going to have opportunities in a good offense and a good matchup. So give me David Montgomery, JSN or Roshan. Oh man, I think I have to go JSN there in a Detroit matchup. But good question. We have PPR Hopkins versus the Chargers or Nico Collins versus New Orleans. I think I got to go Hopkins there. Hopkins in a full PPR. Howell or Pickett. Oh my goodness. Let me think. Howell or Pickett. Pickett is going to play against Cleveland. Howell is going to play. Oh man, I think I'd lean Pickett there. I think I would. But that's very close. That's very, very close. Thank you for the question. See, where are we here? So many questions rolling in. Cordis say JSN Roshan. I think I already answered that. JSN, Roshan or Brees Hall. Brees Hall. It's got to be Brees Hall. Brandon Handy, Jahan Dotson, or Josh Reynolds. I'm going to go Jahan Dotson. I know Josh Reynolds had a ton of usage on that Thursday night, but I think Jahan Dotson is the answer there. Rick Rapazzo, Standard League, Pitts versus Green Bay or Higbee versus San Francisco. I think you got to go with Pitts. I know I know it's tough, but I think you got to go Pitts. Higbee versus that's just a really, really bad matchup for the Rams. We have Go Jin, tight end premium, PPR, Sutton or Hayden. I think, did I answer this one already? I think I went Sutton there. DJ Moore or Roshan, DJ Moore. I'm going to try it. We have 5 minutes. We have the 5-minute countdown. Full PPR, need a flex, boom week, Laporta, Musgrave, or Zach Moss. We are going either Laporta or Musgrave, and I would lean Musgrave because there's going to be more opportunities there because Christian Watson is out. He led all tight ends in air yards last week. Luke Musgrave did. He's a great option in DFS. I know this is a bad matchup against Atlanta, but I think he could get a ton of volume today. So Musgrave or Laporta. I'm going to go with Musgrave, though. I need the Bears fan perspective. Oh, yeah. Like Cole Kmet, I know he was on my must draft list, but he's really, really letting me down, man. I thought the volume would be there for him, and I think it still will be, but he needs to show a little bit more effort, especially in blocking on the film. So Cole Kmet not starting off the season very well. PPR, Dotson or Elijah Moore. I'm going to go Jahan Dotson. Big time Timmy Jim. I'm starting Roshan. I like that over Kamara in FFPC Dynasty. Oh wow, that's bold. I don't know if I would do that. Go Jen. No worries. I know you guys got to get your questions in. PPR, Christian Kirk or Zay Jones. Oh my goodness. I think you got to go Christian Kirk in this matchup. I know Zay Jones might be a little bit more boom bust, but I think there's going to be the volume for Christian Kirk today in the highest total game on the slate. So I'm going to go Christian Kirk there. We'll see. That one could bite me for sure. Trace Dixon, PPR, Montgomery or Kelly. I think I said Montgomery. White or Dillon, half PPR. Oh my gosh, that's a great question because Aaron Jones is out. Rashad White, they both should have like really, really good usage today. I do like the matchup for Rashad White. I'm going to go Rashad White, but that's a great question. Because Rashad White just has a better matchup. The Bears defense is bad. AJ Dillon has yet to really show us he can be a bell cow. Neither has Rashad White, to be fair. But I'm going to go Rashad White just because I love the matchup today. Can you bench some players in the league of Sorry, Jeremy. I know the Hawkinson absolutely went nuts. That's crazy. Shout out to Jeremy as he's in our League of Thavages League with Cody Carpentier and company. So we have Kareem Baldwin, Pierce or Justice Hill PPR online. O-line for Houston scares me. Yeah, wow. This is a lot closer than people think. Justice Hill. Oh, wow. This is a good question. I think I lean Justice Hill. I think I really do. It's not as big of an issue. I do like the matchup against Indianapolis. I like both of these matchups. But, I think I lean Justice Hill, but it's close. It's really, really close. Go Jen. Justice Hill or Sutton. PPR. Oh, man. I think I lean Justice Hill. I think I do. But that's very close. Melvin Gordon is a good option. I don't know if he's a good option. I think Gus Edwards and Justice Hill are going to split carries. That's the most likely scenario. Start one in non-PPR. Brandon Ayuk, Rashad White, Zay Flowers, or Rashawn Johnson. I think as much as I love Rashad White and Zay Flowers, I think you got to go Brandon Ayuk there. Senior football. Cordezaj, Algier, Piran, or Zach Moss. Gosh, I think I got to go Algier just based on what he did last week. And we know that he's going to run the ball. Moody or Dicker the kicker? We have a first kicker question. Hit the alarm. Hit some kind of we should have some kind of button to press for kicker questions. Kicker question like burr, 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 burr. I'll go Moody. I don't. Either one's fine. I go Moody. Moody looked pretty good last week at kicker. Plenty of people say DJ Moore. Okay. Maybe I'm just an idiot then. Okay. That could be. I don't know. Kyle Pitts or Laporta. Oh my God. I think I said Kyle Pitts earlier. Laporta. Okay. Bear down. That's right, baby. Bear down, baby. Let's go Bears. Come on. We got to get back in the win column. All right. That's a repeat. No problem, Rick. You're the man. Joe Hall. We have couple more minutes, and then I gotta run. I gotta run. I got like a million lineups that I gotta set. But thank you all for being here. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Do all that right now as you're watching. We have 70 people in the chat. I want to see all of you subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Joe Hall, 10 team PPR, Rashad, Roshan, or Josh Kelly. Rashad White, baby. Give me Rashad White, assuming I can only pick one. Millie C, half PPR. Start one at flex. Algier, Pacheco, or Pittman. Whew, I think I go Michael Pittman there. Jason Allen, Pitts, easy. Luke Bell, DJ Moore, Garrett Wilson, Kenneth Walker, full PPR. Pick one. I think you still have to go with Garrett Wilson. I know he has a terrible quarterback now, but I still think in a bad match. I think you still have to throw Garrett Wilson in your lineup over Kenneth Walker, DJ Moore. I know that's that hurts to do, but I don't think it can be DJ Moore over Garrett Wilson. And I would have a hard time playing Kenneth Walker if I can only pick one, especially in a PPR league. Okay, so yeah, if you have Bijan, I would probably go Bijan and Pittman in your lineup. So I think that's it. Those are all the questions. I got to every single one of them. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to go set all my lineups. Enjoy week 2. Week 2's here. Enjoy all the football. And like I do every time on the Dynasty Roundtable, I'm going to fumble around for the end screen, and there it is. We will see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great day.